It was a rare weekend off, and my wife insisted on dragging me to her promotion party. When we arrived, her colleagues enthusiastically pulled her away for photos and congratulations, leaving me alone in a corner. After the food and drinks, my wife's boss swaggered over to me, glass in hand. "Hey kid, you're not cutting it, are you? You've been married to Olivia for so long, and she's still a virgin?" He punctuated his words with a heavy pat on Olivia's ass. "But, to be honest, that little minx is pretty hot. You probably wouldn't understand the pleasure of quenching a long-standing thirst." I suppressed my anger and turned to my wife, her eyes glazed over. "Olivia Young, did you sleep with him?" All eyes in the room were on me. Olivia, not expecting me to call her out in public, immediately flushed. "Ethan Hunt, what's gotten into you? Today's my big day, my promotion, and you have to make a scene?" I stared at her, my voice devoid of emotion. "Olivia Young, answer the question. Did you sleep with this old man?" My tone angered her, and she shoved me. "So what if I did? Ethan, we've been married for almost 2 years, and you haven't even bought me a decent handbag. Look at Mr. Thompson. He casually buys Gucci and Prada, brands you've never even heard of." By the end, Olivia was hysterical, spitting as she spoke. I forced down my rage and stared at her. "Olivia, do you even know Mr. Thompson is almost 50? Are you planning on becoming his goddaughter?" I hoped my words would make her reconsider, but she didn't care. "What if I am? Being a goddaughter is better than being with a loser like you. Mr. Thompson promised me that if I work hard for him, the executive assistant position will be mine soon enough." With that, Olivia kissed her boss right in front of me. Mr. Thompson's wrinkled face was smeared with my wife's lipstick. "So, what was the point of bringing me here today? Just so I could watch you get cuckolded?" Before I could finish, Mr. Thompson chuckled. "Kid, are you really that dumb? Is the answer really not that obvious?" He put his arm possessively around my wife. "I told her to invite you. As for the purpose, it's simple: get you to sign the divorce paper." I looked at their intertwined hands and scoffed. "You planned this all along, didn't you?" No wonder the atmosphere felt off since I walked in. Olivia, who never bothered me on my days off, suddenly made plans. She must have been hooking up with her boss for a while. No wonder she never let me touch her. She was saving herself for someone else. "Stop wasting time. Are you going to sign or not?" Olivia sounded impatient. "Ethan, I must have been cursed in a past life to marry a loser like you. If someone hadn't told me your family owned a townhouse in New York, I would have never dated you." I paused. "So, you married me because of the townhouse, not because you loved me?" Olivia laughed. "Really? Did you think the Yale prom queen would be into a pretty boy like you?" I was stunned. Everyone at Yale knew Olivia pursued me for 3 years before I finally agreed to date her on graduation day. I didn't know where she got the idea about the townhouse, but it didn't matter anymore. I wouldn't try to keep a cheating woman. "Olivia, you're right. My family does own a townhouse in New York, and more than one, actually." My eyes narrowed. "But I regret to inform you that from this moment on, none of that has anything to do with you." Everyone burst into laughter. "Hey kid, stop trying to sound cool. Do you know how much a townhouse costs in New York? Mr. Thompson couldn't even afford one. How could a loser like you own multiple? Who are you trying to fool?" As the employees continued to suck up to their boss, I just smiled. There's a difference between having money and having power. Amid their mockery, I turned to leave. But I hadn't taken more than a few steps when a familiar voice called out behind me. Ethan Hunt, stop right there. I paused and slowly turned around. What is it? Ms. Young wants me to stay for dinner? Olivia looked at me with mocking amusement. Ethan, aren't you forgetting something? I raised an eyebrow, my voice cold. What's that? Olivia pulled a divorce paper from her handbag and held it out to me. You can't leave until you sign this. Olivia, still clueless about what she was about to lose, looked smug. Ethan, if you agree to the divorce, name your price. Money, the house, anything is yours. I then looked at the woman in front of me, so familiar yet so foreign. Olivia, are you really in such a hurry to become someone's goddaughter? Before she could answer, I laughed. I'll divorce you, but I have one small condition. Olivia's eyes lit up. What is it? Anything. Anything as long as you sign the divorce. Hearing those words, any lingering affection I had for her vanished. My condition is simple, let me call your dad. If Uncle Sam approves of our divorce, I won't say another word. Mr. Thompson burst out laughing. Kid, do you think you're someone important? I invited you here as a courtesy, not to negotiate. I don't care who you want to call. You're signing the divorce paper today, understand? I heard the threat in Mr. Thompson's voice, but I didn't care. All I cared about was Uncle Sam's opinion. I married Olivia largely because Uncle Sam was my family's driver. He had watched me grow up, and I thought of him as family. After the wedding, I kept it a secret from Olivia out of consideration for her feelings. But the woman, blinded by greed, foolishly thought I was calling her father to win her back. Honey, let's not bother with someone like him. Let him call whoever he wants. My heart has already been with you. I started to retort, but Olivia cut me off. Ethan, don't say I didn't warn you. It doesn't matter who you call. I'm divorcing you today. Seeing her arrogance, I almost laughed. Olivia, you're misunderstanding me. I don't want to change your mind. I'm just calling to tell your dad that I've done everything I could for you and your family. I wanted to spare the Young family for the sake of the older generation, but some people just didn't appreciate it. Like Olivia, the former prom queen. Whatever. Ethan, let me make this clear. Even if my dad was standing right here, I'd still divorce you. Olivia was about to continue, but I stopped her. Enough. That's all I needed to hear. I signed the divorce paper and handed it back. Olivia looked surprised by my quick agreement. Ethan, what are you laughing about? I looked at her, my voice devoid of emotion. What? Can't I be happy? Ms. Young, don't tell me you thought I was still hung up on you? All you're relying on is a company chairman. To me, that's nothing. Olivia flushed, and Mr. Thompson stepped forward, displeased. Little punk, trying to act tough? I'm telling you right now, do whatever you want. I can handle it. Olivia, emboldened by her boss's support, stood tall. That's right. You're just a government employee. You can't compare to my sweetheart. Mr. Thompson's monthly allowance is more than you'll earn in your lifetime. Government employee? She wasn't wrong. All civil servants are technically government employees. But I was a slightly different kind of government employee, with a little more flair. No, no, no. I don't think Ms. Young is correct. What's wrong? Olivia looked at me defiantly. You're not going to tell me a company chairman can't compare to a government employee? I smiled slightly and nodded. you're right. Against absolute power, money is worthless. The room, silent for so long, erupted. Oh my God, this guy is so full of it. Mr. Thompson is on the Forbes list. How could he compare to him? Right? Look at the way he's dressed. He probably just gets coffee. I bet I make more than him. I told you, know your place. Get a wife that's in your league. Someone without any money or background will always get cheated on. The people continued to praise Mr. Thompson, and no one seemed to think there was anything wrong with their boss stealing someone else's wife. There was no reason to stay at this company. Mr. Thompson, seeing my silence, assumed I was intimidated and ordered security to throw me out. I waved him off, my expression dark. Thompson Group, listed on the Bay Harbor Stock Exchange at the end of last year, market value around $10 million. Tommy Wong, the largest shareholder, owns 30%. Am I getting those figures right, Mr. Thompson? The usually arrogant Mr. Thompson looked surprised. Kid, what are you implying? You're investigating me? I sighed. Investigating? Your small, newly listed company isn't worth my time. I laughed. Mr. Thompson, I'm just thinking about something. What's that? The 50-something chairman's forehead beaded with sweat. I'm wondering if I should just buy your company or shut it down completely. Why don't you answer that for me? Which one should I choose? Sensing something was wrong, Olivia spoke up the moment I finished. Honey, don't listen to him. Anyone can look up those numbers online. I've known this loser for years. He's just a pretty boy. He doesn't have any background. He's just trying to get some money out of you. Watching the woman still mocking me, my anger reached its peak. Olivia Young! Do you really think you've found a good sugar daddy? I glared at everyone in the room. All employees standing here, you're all fired. Every single one. The moment I finished, Tommy Wong's face changed. You little bastard, I'm starting to think I'm being too nice, huh? Don't forget whose territory this is. And you're going to try to punish my employees in front of me? You have 3 minutes to disappear, or you'll regret it. With Mr. Thompson's shout, the employees turned hostile. Is this guy crazy? He's nothing. How dare he threaten to fire us? Yeah, his wife cheated on him. And he's still here? If I were him, I'd crawl into a hole. So embarrassing. Looking at the clowns in front of me, I laughed. All right. I'm tired of this. It's time to show you what power really looks like. I took off my jacket. Then, I slowly turned to face Mr. Thompson. Mr. Thompson, I seem to recall you saying that money can solve everything. Well, can you solve this? Tommy Wong's eyes widened, and he looked at the insignia on my chest. A second later, he exclaimed, Medal of Valor. How is that possible? I only showed it to him for a second before putting my jacket back on. Now, Mr. Thompson, can you answer my question? Buyout or bankruptcy? Which will it be? Tommy Wong stared at me for a long time before turning and shoving Olivia. You little bitch! Are you sure he's just a government employee? Olivia looked confused and nodded. Honey, what did you see? Ethan really is a government employee. I've known him for years. I can't be wrong. He works, visits the elderly at the nursing home, and plays chess. There's nothing special about him. Perhaps Olivia's words gave the chairman confidence. His expression relaxed slightly. Kid, Are you brave enough to show me that insignia again? I find it hard to believe. As far as I know, there are less than 10 people with it in the country, and they're all over 60. Someone as young as you? Unheard of. I adjusted my collar and smiled. Mr. Thompson, you had your chance. I already gave it to you. Whether you believe me or not is up to you. Tommy Wong fell silent. Olivia, seeing that her sugar daddy was starting to doubt her, spoke up again. Honey, you're the chairman of this company, a famous businessman in New York. How can you be fooled by a loser? He really is a government employee, I promise. You promised to take me handbag shopping after the party. Let's go! Olivia tried to drag Tommy Wong away, but he stood still. Quiet! Get your hands off me. I'm the chairman of this company. Don't tell me what to do. I laugh. Addition, Mr. Thompson, I suggest you think carefully. This could affect your retirement. Olivia, having been yelled at twice, looked angry. But she couldn't confront her boss, so she turned her anger on me. Ethan Hunt, you're so useless. You said you were so cool. Do something, then. I want to see you shut down the company. By the end, she was red in the face. Hurry up. The stores are closing soon. Don't keep me from my new handbag. While Olivia screamed, I noticed that Tommy Wong was watching me. Although he didn't leave with Olivia, he let her scream at me. He was testing me. If I made a move, the old fox would dump the woman and save himself. I've been in this game for too long. I knew exactly what he was doing. Since he wanted to watch from the sidelines, I'd cook him slowly. I ignored Olivia's ranting. The two sides were deadlocked for over 10 minutes, and Tommy Wong looked impatient. Just then, the banquet hall doors opened. An old man with white hair walked in. Judging by Tommy Wong's delighted expression, he was someone important. Old man Penley, you're finally here. Tommy Wong adjusted his clothes and rushed to greet him. Old man Penley, someone was causing trouble at the company, so I couldn't pick you up. You're a great man, you wouldn't be mad, right? The oil slick was strong with this one. Tommy Wong's words were simple, but they immediately shifted the blame to me. Oh. Someone's causing trouble at your company? Are you just using that as an excuse? The old man, radiating power, immediately sat in the chairman's seat. Tommy Wong stood next to him, sycophantic, the opposite of his arrogance earlier. It's true. I wouldn't lie to you. Tommy Wong pointed to me. Look, the troublemaker is right there. Old man Penley turned his head. Tell me, who are you, to cause trouble here? Didn't your family tell you the Thompson Group is under my care? The old man's commanding presence made me laugh. Who I am is none of your business. This is bet. Me and Mr. Thompson. If you don't want to lose face, go back where you came from. You don't want to get caught in the crossfire. Old man Penley stood up. What did you say? Say it again. You don't even know who I am, and you're talking to me like that? Didn't your parents teach you to be respectful? I couldn't stand these so-called big shots. Old man, I don't need to know who you are. It doesn't matter to me. My family only taught me one thing. If you have a problem, fight. Tommy Wong saw the confrontation. Something in old man Penley's ear. Old man Penley flinched. He really has the Medal of Valor? He looked at me, the same as Tommy Wong, with fear and surprise. I smiled slightly. Old man Penley, seeing is believing. Since you asked, I'll show you. I unzipped my jacket slightly, revealing the insignia, then quickly zipped it back up. The two old men wouldn't be able to see it clearly. But that was the point. You need bait to catch a fish. Old man Penley, you've seen it before. Is that real? Old man Penley nodded, then shook his head. I only saw it from a distance. After all these years, how would I remember? They couldn't agree. Olivia panicked. She charged at me. It's just a pin. I'll rip it off and show you. Stop it. Sam Yang appeared just as Olivia was about to reach me. Seeing the scene, Olivia's father understood everything. He rushed to me and bowed deeply. Ethan Hunt Jr., I'm so sorry. The traffic was bad. I'm late. I quickly helped him up. I had to handle his daughter. Uncle Sam, you don't need to be so polite. I've divorced your daughter. From now on, she's her, you're you. I have to separate things. Sam Young started to say something, but seeing my resolute expression, he vented his anger on his daughter. He slapped Olivia. Idiot! Do you know what you're doing? Get over here and apologize to Ethan Hunt Jr. Olivia was dazed and confused. Dad! Why are you hitting me? I divorced him so we could have a better life. I don't want you to drive people around for a living. I was curious how shameless this woman could be. She was describing her affair as something noble. I was speechless. Sam Young was shaking. Olivia, how can you ask me that? I let you be as reckless as you wanted. I thought you were young. But why did you betray Ethan Hunt Jr.? You know that Ethan Hunt Jr. helped me raise you and sent you to Yale. Sam Yang's voice was strong, but Olivia was still confused. How did a government employee become the young master in her father's mouth? Before Olivia could speak, Old Man Penley stepped forward. Old man, what did you call this young man? Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you clearly. Sam Young glared at him. I called him Ethan Hunt Jr., did you hear me? Old Man Penley paled. Hunt? From Manhattan? Sam Young grunted in acknowledgement. The man who had claimed to be Tommy Wong's backer turned to me. Mr. Hunt, this has nothing to do with me. Do whatever you want with the Thompson Group. He ran away. Seeing this, the employees were shocked. Even Mr. Thompson's backer ran away. Does anyone know who he is? Yeah, what is that insignia? I've never heard of it. Our Thompson Group is completely finished this time. Even Old Man Penley had to run, let alone us. As the surrounding murmurs grew louder, Sam Yang immediately stepped forward, dropping his cane and standing tall in front of me. Anyone who dares to touch Ethan Hunt Jr. today will have to cross my dead body. I knew his actions were deliberately staged for my benefit, hoping I'd spare his daughter. I might overlook other mistakes, but infidelity is absolutely unforgivable in a family like ours. Sam Yang's words seemed to be the last straw for Olivia Young. On one side was the boss she just started sucking up to, and on the other was her own father. She couldn't afford to offend either of them. Just as she was agonizing, Tommy Wong stepped forward. He slapped Olivia Young across the face twice right in front of me. 5 bright red finger marks instantly appeared on her collagen-filled cheeks. Slut! It's all your fault for seducing me. Immediately afterwards, he turned around, faced me, and knelt down stiffly. Mr. Hunt, I was wrong. I looked down at him, a faint smile playing on my lips. Oh. Mr. Thompson, What exactly did you do wrong? Tell me. Tommy Wong sobbed, choking out, I was wrong to speak disrespectfully to Mr. Hunt. Incorrect. I waved my hand. Was it that you shouldn't have stolen Mr. Hunt's wife? I shook my head again. Tommy Wong was so anxious he started to cry. Mr. Hunt, what exactly did I do wrong? I really don't know. I gave him a meaningful look and slowly said, you were wrong to bring me here in the first place, otherwise I wouldn't have found out my wife was sleeping with another man. As I spoke, I unbuttoned my collar, revealing the Medal of Valor underneath. Open your damn eyes and take a good look at what this is. Do you think you can still protect your company now? The moment Tommy Wong saw the medal on my chest, he immediately dragged the woman next to him over. Mr. Hunt, didn't you like her before? I'll give her back to you, okay? I'll tear up the divorce paper right now. With that, Tommy Wong took out the divorce paper that Olivia and I had signed from his pocket and turned it on the spot. Mr. Thompson, even if it's useless, I will never forgive a woman who has cheated. Hearing my words, Tommy Wong immediately turned to Olivia Young and started cursing at her again. You little bitch, it's all your fault for seducing me. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have offended Mr. Hunt. Venting his anger, he turned back to me, pleading bitterly. Mr. Hunt, I'm willing to hand over all the company shares, please spare my life. Hearing his words, I couldn't help but laugh. Spare your life? Mr. Thompson, are you getting senile? I remember I gave you a choice half an hour ago, Bu. Tu hesitated. I've always been one to repay kindness with kindness, but if someone shits on my head, I can't tolerate it. Before I could finish speaking, the chairman of this publicly traded group burst into tears. Mr. Hunt, I was really confused for a moment. I lowered my head and looked at him coldly. I'll repeat it one last time, get out of New York and never come back. Tommy Wong tremblingly raised his head, wanting to argue for himself, but I glared him back with a fierce look. A moment later, this multi-millionaire owner glanced back at his company with reluctance before leaving. The employees who had mocked me earlier were also fired along with him. In just 5 minutes, the huge company was left with only me and the young father and daughter. Finally snapping out of it, Olivia Young instantly collapsed to the ground. I noticed tears still glistening in the corners of her eyes. Honey, I know I was wrong, it was all a moment of impulse. Can you give me another chance? Let's start over. I turned around, shaking my head with my back to her. Ms. Young, please watch your language. Don't call me honey, we're divorced. Do you remember the phone call I made to your father before? You hung up on it yourself. Olivia Young visibly stiffened upon hearing my words. No, honey, I was just temporarily blinded by greed. I still love you in my heart. Can we get back together? Don't you want a child? We'll have one as soon as we get back, okay? She begged me while kowtowing repeatedly. It's too late. It's too late to say anything now. It was over the moment you asked me to attend this promotion party. I slowly turned around and sighed softly. Olivia Young, the person you love has never been me, nor your boss. You love money, power, and the things that make you feel like you're on top of the world. My words cut her like knives, and Olivia Young fell silent. Sam Young, as Olivia Yang's father, had no choice but to step forward and plead for his daughter. Mr. Hunt, I know everything that happened today was my daughter's fault, but I still hope you can consider my position. Before he could finish speaking, Sam Young suddenly knelt down to me. Fortunately, I was quick enough to help him up. Uncle Sam, I understand your difficulties, and I know what your purpose was in coming here today. As I spoke, I turned to look at Olivia Young. Your father and I used to think you were just a little willful, but we never imagined you'd actually dare to cheat. If I hadn't found out early, you and your boss would probably already be having a baby. New York isn't suitable for you. Go back to your hometown with your father, and never let me see you again. My last sentence was also directed at Uncle Sam. It showed my stance while also giving face to the old man who had watched me grow up. After all, his relationship with my father was extraordinary, otherwise I would never have agreed to this marriage. The father and daughter looked at each other, burying their heads in unison. But I could feel the joy in Uncle Sam's heart. After all, I didn't have the heart to punish his daughter in the end. Before leaving, Olivia Young cried her heart out, begging me to give her another chance. But I didn't even look at her, turning around and leaving with a carefree air. As for what would happen to this father and daughter in the future, that was no longer my concern. I only remembered one late night years later, lying on a chair in my townhouse, resting. Suddenly, I received a text message from an unknown number. The message was simple, just a short sentence. Ethan Hunt, I really regret it. Can you come back to me? After reading it, I didn't hesitate to delete and block the number. A woman who has cheated, no matter how beautiful you are, I can't stand you.